First of all, thank you. Thank you. I'm flattered that you asked me to do this. By no means a professional, but this is something that's very meaningful to me that I found very organically. And when you said the topic of love, I immediately thought of self-love, and then specifically the idea of connecting with our inner child. So, and that's mainly because it's something that helped me a lot when I was starting my healing journey with breast cancer a while back. And I didn't even realize how much I needed to work on how I treated myself, how I talked to myself, or how much I held back from doing things that were joyful just because they're joyful to me. And until I came across this concept in a book by Louise Hay. So today I just want to introduce that idea, a little intro to Louise, and who inspired the session, and walk through a couple of exercises. My hope is that everyone will leave here with a new way to be a little kinder to themselves and maybe even spark more moments of joy. So we'll get started. All right. So Louise Hay, she's written a lot of books, but she was an incredible self-help author who wrote a book called You Can Heal Your Life. It came out in 1984, but it's still very powerful today and recommended throughout the circles for those who are experiencing healing journeys. So Louise believed that our thoughts and beliefs shape our experiences, including our health, as do I. She taught that loving ourselves is the foundation for healing, physically and emotionally, all of it. That really hit home for me during my cancer journey. Her work gave me permission to stop being so hard on myself and start seeing myself as worthy of love, and even my own love. So one of her big tools is called mirror work, and it's super simple, but it can be very profound. Basically, you look in the mirror and you say positive, loving things. In her mirror workbook, she has a 21-day program where you do this every day, and it basically rewires how you talk to yourself. So for me, that was very awkward at first. Staring into your own eyes can be really weird. But over time, it really did help me to see myself differently, especially the little girl inside of me who had learned to hold herself to really high standards, no longer valued resting, and had forgotten how to have fun anymore. So Louise says the mirror reflects back your feelings about yourself, and it's a way to connect with that inner child, the part of you that's still holding on to your earliest joys and hurts. So I'll walk through a quick version of that. So this is a basic version. If you've got a mirror handy or a compact, or you can even use your phone, or if you don't have that with you, you can just imagine it for right now. This is adapted from an exercise in her book. So step one, you take a deep breath and look into your eyes. Really look at yourself, not your hair, not your skin, not anything else that might be distracting you, but you try to look really right into your eyes, which I think is something we don't normally do when we look in the mirror, looking at all the other things, but we're not looking into our eyes. So it's like you're meeting someone for the first time. Step two, you say something kind. So you start with something simple like, I love you. And even say your name. Say, I love you, Erin. Say it out loud or in your head if you want to right now, but repeat it a couple of times. I love you, Erin. I love you, Erin. And look into your eyes as you say it. It might feel silly, but that's okay. It will at first. Then you add a specific affirmation. You think of something that you need to hear today. So for me, during that really critical time early on, I needed to hear, you are safe. You are safe. And that was something I said a lot. And for you, it may be something else. Maybe it's, you are beautiful. Maybe it's, you've got this. But talk to yourself like you're talking to a small child inside of you. So it's very kind. And when you talk to a small child, when you're being very kind, you're going to smile. So even if it's forced at first, give yourself a little smile. And it's scientifically true. If you smile, it'll shift your energy, even if you force it. So just that act of smiling. So that's a very simple exercise. Most of you probably followed along, but for me, it was a way to start being as kind to myself as I'd be to a child who needed a hug. That's the inner child connection. So treating yourself with that same gentleness. And so if you want to learn how to do that a little more deeply, you can get the book and do the 21-day plan.
Is the 21 days something different every day?
Yeah, it starts out pretty basic, and then there's exercises all throughout it. And you get to the point where you're just carrying your little compact around with you. And to do it, I had affirmations posted all over my mirror when I was done. But they were really good, and I don't need them anymore because I already think them now, like, right? So it worked. And so now I don't really need all my affirmations written out because they're part of me now. But it takes time for new ways of thinking to rewire, like I said. So I thought we could do a quick guided meditation. And this is something Louise Hay does this. She's got a lot of meditations out there, and she has the most lovely, soothing voice, much better than mine. But I will try and do it justice this morning. So if you want to close your eyes, this is a meditation to meet that inner child. So this comes from Louise, but so get comfortable. So take a deep breath in and out. And picture yourself as a small child, maybe 5 or 6, maybe even 8, whatever age is easiest for you to picture. Get a picture of yourself as a small child. And see that little you standing in front of you. Look into her eyes. And when you look into her eyes, notice what's there. Is it a spark of joy? Is it a tiny bit of loneliness? Is it insecurity? Is it excitement? She's looking at you, and all she wants is your love. Now, reach out your arms and pull her in close and hold her tight with all the tenderness that you've got. Whisper to her, I love you so much. I care about you. You don't have to be perfect. I'm here for you, always. And for me, you are safe. Feel her relax into your hug. Now think of something that brought her joy. Maybe running outside. Maybe it was art class. Maybe it was playing ball. Whatever it was, promise yourself you'll do something like that soon, just for her. Now, imagine her shrinking down, small enough to fit right into your heart. She's safe there, close to you, always. Take one more deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I got emotional the first time I did it. I got emotional the first time I looked at myself in the mirror into my eyes. So it can be emotional. And I think once you get more familiar with it, then it's not quite so emotional. So just thinking, going through your daily practice, a few things that I found to be helpful. One is to keep a daily reminder. You can have a locket. I made pendants for my daughters, like dried flowers, and I put their little tiny little girl pictures on the back so they would be close to their heart, with these meditations and stuff on it. And for my boys, for their girlfriends, I gave them a vintage compact with a little picture of them, with tiny little post-its, right? So you can come up with different ways to put it in your purse or just to remember something to remind you, or put your picture on your bathroom mirror. Um, but another exercise that I thought was really helpful was just to make a list or make note of what you say to yourself on a daily basis when you see yourself or when you're talking to yourself. Are they positive? Are they negative? Would these be things that you would say to a small child? And that's just a really good reminder to check yourself and sort of monitor your self-talk. So if it's not something you would say to someone that age, then try not to no longer say that to yourself, or maybe translate that into something healthier. And then lastly, just make a point of reconnecting with joy. Spend time doing things just because they're fun for you. I've gotten to a habit as a mom, always thinking about else's needs for joy, everybody else's needs for play. And the concept of play is just can be very powerful, and you need it. It's an incredibly important pillar to healing. And so just remembering to take your inner child out and go and play. So that's what I'd like for your takeaway to be. So you've got a tool to be kinder to yourself, to remember joy, for just pure joy. And if you're curious, check out Louise Hay's books, You Can Heal Your Life, or the 21-day mirror work. So I hope that sticks.
Absolutely. In her work or in your perspective, is there a certain age that we should think back to?
Yeah. Well, so I think the reason that she goes back so far to like ages 5 and 6 is because up until that time, you really haven't been as influenced by the world around you, right? The expectations of school or culture, perfectionism, things like you're still kind of untouched, if you will, right? So there's this pureness to your desires and to love yourself. And you have no reason not to love yourself. You see little children kissing themselves in the mirror. And I have this, I should have grabbed this one picture. There's this cutest picture of my son, just loving how he looks in the mirror and just kissing himself. And I think of that. I think that's why that age is the important age to go back to. Not that you couldn't go back to others, but
Mm-hmm.
um,
Okay,
yeah,
5 or 6. I want to find a picture of myself at that age just to reconnect and put it on my mirror.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. And it's just old enough that if you were talking to them, they would understand,
Right.
and but small enough that they won't overthink it.
Erin, thank you so much for
You're
sharing.
you're welcome. I enjoyed it, and it was good for me to go back through this and remember something important.